It doesn't really feel like we're being impeached. The country is doing better than ever before. We did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. And we have tremendous support in the Republican Party like we've never had before. Nobody's ever had this kind of support.
That was President Trump gloating about Republican support the first time he was impeached. He's about to be impeached again, and that Republican support is showing major signs of slipping this morning. Good morning and welcome to Morning Joe. It is Wednesday, January 13th. Along with Joe, Willie, and me, we have White House reporter for the Associated Press, Jonathan Lemire, co-founder and CEO of Axios, Jim Vandehei, and conservative lawyer, co-founder of the Lincoln Project, and a contributing columnist to the Washington Post, George Conway, joins us this morning. Well, a lot to get to, Joe. I think the first we should start with is that Donald Trump is expected to become the first U.S. president to be impeached twice after Vice President Mike Pence informed at this point the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi that he would not go forward with the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office. In a letter to Speaker Pelosi just hours before the House passed a resolution urging Pence to invoke the 25th, the vice president wrote that such action is not in the best interest of our nation and would set a, quote, terrible precedent. I question his oath of office at this point, but that is what he did. The House convenes at 9 a.m. Debate on the impeachment resolution is set for 12:30. The vote will be around 3 p.m. today. Just one House Republican, Illinois, Adam Kinzinger, voted in support of the vice president invoking the 25th Amendment. However, there are at least 5 Republicans, including Kinzinger, who have come out in support of today's vote to impeach President Trump. Liz Cheney, the number 3 Republican in the House, along with Fred Upton, John Katko, and Jamie Herrera Butler, will all vote to impeach the president. House Republican leaders do not plan to encourage Republican members to vote against impeachment, a change from the first impeachment of the president. The White House believes that by the time the House votes this afternoon, there will be 24 Republicans who will ultimately come out in support of impeaching Trump. On the Senate side, the New York Times is reporting that Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has told associates that he believes President Trump committed impeachable offenses. People familiar with his thinking tell the Times that McConnell is pleased that Democrats are moving to impeach Trump, believing that it will make it easier to finally purge him from the party. The New York Times' Jonathan Martin, who co-authored that report, tweeted yesterday that a Senate Republican aide said he thinks there were about 20 Republicans, give or take, who were open to a conviction. And that was before publishing the piece on Mitch McConnell. Sources tell Axios that there's a better than 50-50 chance that McConnell himself will vote to convict Trump in an impeachment trial. A top Republican close to McConnell said, quote, the Senate institutional loyalists are fomenting a counter-revolution to Donald Trump.
George Conway, a lot to digest there as a former Republican, a conservative. Liz Cheney, Mitch McConnell, many others considering voting to impeach Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump goes to Alamo, Texas, just to make sure that nothing is lost on his supporters, what he thinks they should be doing in these final days of his administration, and refuses to accept any responsibility for the insurrection against the United States government that he inspired last week. Where are we right now with Donald Trump in these final days?
It reminds me a lot, frankly, of August 1974, after the Supreme Court ordered Nixon to produce the tapes and after the smoking gun tape came out. I mean, his support is collapsing the way we saw Nixon's support collapse in a matter of days back then. And I think, you know, there's going to be, well, no matter whether or not he gets removed before his term of office ends or not, he's leaving in complete disgrace, as Nixon did. but there's going to be a big difference. And Nixon, when I don't know if you remember, I mean, you're the same age as I remember watching what happened when Nixon left that day, August 9, 1974, and watching all morning. And you saw some contrition, you saw some regret, you saw some sadness and sorrow for a man who actually did, unlike Donald Trump, love his country and want to do right by the country, even though he made some serious mistakes and broke some major laws. You don't see that with Trump. And one of the things you're not going to see is any sympathy for Donald Trump, the way there was some sympathy for Nixon when he left Washington as a broken man. This man, Donald Trump, because he's a psychopath, a man who could gloat and watch in glee as the Capitol was ransacked and attacked and as people's lives were threatened. This psychopath is never going to have, he's going to be a pariah for the rest of his life. And there may be some Republicans who still support him now, but those Republicans are the Republicans, if you can call them that, or you can call them conservatives at all, who seek some kind of an authoritarian leader who's all powerful. And he's leaving in absolute weakness. He can't even tweet at us this morning.
Can't tweet at us, can't upload a YouTube video, can do very little, can't even send emails out to his supporters, Willie. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.